Dear students of class 9th, I am Rajendra from LPM Public School, Gola Bazar, Gorakhpur, working as biology teacher. And students, today this special session, in this special video, you will be able to learn the whole animal tissue, the concept of the whole animal tissue at a glance. Means you will study in a speedy way about the animal tissue, as you have studied the plant tissue, and that has been learned by all of you. So let us start the animal tissue, which will be in the speedy continuation. So let us start. My dear students, the animal tissue are of mainly four types. They are like this. What I am drawing on this board, they are: number one, epithelial tissue. Epithelial. Number two, muscular. Number three, connective. And number four, that is the nervous tissue. So the animal tissue, the body of the animal is composed of these four kinds of the tissues, and these four tissues are epithelial tissue, muscular tissue, connective tissue, and nervous tissue. So students, you will be able to learn the speedy study, the continued topics which is connected to each other. My dear students, let us start the epithelial tissue. So as far as the animal body is concerned, there are different types of the cells. They get unite together and they perform the function of different specific functions like protection, secretion, digestion, absorption, blood circulation, excretion, reproduction, and control and coordination. These are the different types of the phenomena which happens always in the animal's body, whether that is any animals or human. So let us start the beginning tissue, that is the epithelial tissue. So my dear student, this epithelial tissue is further of so many types. And number one, that is the squamous. Number two, cuboidal. Cuboidal. Number three, columnar. Number four, ciliated columnar. And number five, that is the glandular. So these are the different types of the epithelial tissue. As far as their specific functions are concerned, they perform the different functions at the different places, in the different structures, in the different organs of the body. My dear student, come to the epithelial. Means AP means सबसे बाहरी हिस्सा means apical part. So apical part in the animal body is what that we can look always, that apical part is the skin. So skin, that is the apical part, and that is meant for the protection, while the internal part, the internal organs are also having the apical parts and inner parts. So somewhere these constitute the apical part and these constitute the internal lining also. That is why they are called the epithelial. So first, this is the squamous. Squamous are the simple and stratified. These are different types of the squamous, like the foot. The foot means ankle, behind beneath the ankle. The foot is having the different types of the tissue. That may be the stratified, and the simple squamous tissue, that is found in the inner lining of the mouth cavity. माउथ कैविटी के अंदर पाए जाएंगे. स्किन के ऊपर स्ट्रेटिफाइड होगा. अंदर की लाइनिंग जैसे माउथ कैविटी है तो वहां पे सिंपल स्क्वेमस पाया जाएगा. तो स्क्वेमस टिश्यू जो होता है वो बिल्कुल एक मोज़ेक सीट की तरह होता है. दिस इज जस्ट लाइक द मोज़ेक सीट, एंड दिस मोज़ेक सीट is meant for the covering of a specific part. Beneath this there is a specific basal membrane. This is the basal membrane, and this is the squamous. Squamous means this is a thin layer, and it provides the covering of entire organ or entire skin of the body. That is mainly for the protection. In the inner side also they may be found somewhere in some organs at some places, but mainly they are in the apical position for the protection. Come to the cuboidal. Just beneath this squamous tissue there are thick layer which are called the cubes. Cube-shaped cells are there, and they provide the thickness. To such organ or such kind of any apical part like skin etc. It means सबसे बाहरी परत ये हो गई, उसके नीचे की परत ये हो गई. It means these two combine together and provide the thickness to the skin. Thickness that is mainly for the protection. And somewhere these cuboidal cells, like in the kidney tubules, they are found in the kidney tubules. They are found in the kidney tubules. That is for the specific for the. They perform the function of the secretory functions. They perform the function of secretions, absorption and secretions. So this is the cuboidal. So the main function of this cuboidal is providing thickness, protection as well as secretion also some areas. Squamous means only protection. And now come to the columnar. My dear student, these columnars are the cells something like this. These are the column shape, and they are found especially in the inner lining of the intestine. So that the intestinal surface get increased for the increment of the surface of the digestion as well as the surface of the absorption. They increase the surface area for digestion, more and more digestion, more and more absorption of the food after the digestion. So these are the columnar. And their main function is just absorb and secrete, because they absorb the food material from the lumen, and they secrete some enzymes also, as well as that material get diffused into the blood vessels, into the blood capillaries for the further transportation. So the purpose is to increase the surface area as well as to perform the function of secretions, absorption and secretions. This columnar ciliated, these are found in the respiratory tract. Suppose this is the respiratory tract, that is starting from the nostril. So inside this they will be found, and they will have the cilia like structure, like hairs that is present in the nose, and when it enter into the inner side, there will be small projection, just small projections, not long cilia, and they will perform the function of secretion, some secretions, as well as the elimination of the unwanted material which get entered into the respiratory tract, whether they are bacteria, virus, fungus, protozoa, whatever is bad air, so that get eliminated by this ciliary movement of the ciliated columnar epithelium. So epithelium, why epithelium is here? Because the inner lining that is supplied with this ciliated columnar epithelium. That is why this is called epithelium. This is the inner lining, that is why this is called the epithelium. This is the outer lining and inner lining. So outer lining and inner lining both are considered as the epithelial part. My dear student, come to the last one, that is the glandular tissue. And as far as the name is concerned, glandular means they are found in the different glands and they perform the function of the secretions. Secretions of different enzymes, secretion of different chemicals, secretion of different materials, waste materials, secretion of different hormones. So they will be found in different organs, different glands. As the glandular tissue, they will be something like this. Glandular tissue. So they secrete the substance, the material in an organ. So my dear student, these are the epithelial tissue, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. So these are mainly 5 types of the epithelial tissue and they are responsible for mainly for the function of protection and secretions in the animal body or in the human body. My dear student, come to the next, that is the muscular tissue. Muscular tissue. So in the next class I will take this connective tissue and nervous tissue. So let us start second, that is the muscular tissue on this board in the continuation of this epithelial tissue. So second is the muscular tissue, cuboidal epithelial tissues. And third and fourth are there, that will be discussed. 3, 4, 2, 1. So these are the connective and nervous. That will be discussed in the next class. So my dear students, the muscular tissue, this is the tissue either that is present just beneath the skin or they are present inside the different organs. Either they will be voluntary or they will be involuntary, either they will be or they will be the autonomous. So there are 3 types of the muscular tissue and these tissues are, these muscular tissue, the name of these muscular tissues are, number 1, voluntary muscles, number 2, involuntary, just opposite the voluntary, that is the involuntary, and number 3, cardiac. So these are 3 types of the muscles which are found just beneath the skin or in the organ, or that is completely and specific organ that is completely made up of a specific type of the tissue. So this is first, this is second, this is third. So my dear student, come to the point that these voluntary muscles are found just beneath the skin and they get connected with the skeleton. That is why they are called skeletal muscles. Skeletal muscular tissue. And not only this, there are striations. Striations means the fibers, the muscular fiber tissue, fibrous tissue, which are as the indicating in this diagram. Suppose these are the muscle fibers. So these muscle fibers get striations, means ये बंधा होता है by a band. This band is called striations. These are the bands, and that is why they are called striated muscles. Striated muscles. So three names are there of the first type: voluntary, skeletal, voluntary or skeletal or striated muscle. You can tell any one name of in them. So they are the striations, means they are bound, they get bind together. The striations bind the muscular bundle so that that bundle will be able to work hard. And these muscular tissues, voluntary muscular tissues, are multinucleate. These are the cells. So these cells are having a more than one nucleus. That is why they are called the multinucleate, striated or skeletal or voluntary muscles. And they are meant for the heavy physical work. The muscles that is present in the limbs, in the hands, in the arms and in the legs, they are the striated muscles or voluntary muscles, and these muscles are fully under the voluntary control of the animal or human. Means if you want to run, you can run with the help of the muscle, these skeletal muscle present in the limbs. If you want to jump, you can jump with the help of these skeletal muscles. If you want to lift the weight, you can lift the weight with the help of this skeletal muscles or striated muscles. My dear student, just opposite to this skeletal muscles, there are involuntary muscles, or they are called smooth muscles because they are found in the organs, or they are unstriated muscular tissue. So these are the unstriated muscular tissue, and they are these elongated muscle fibers are there. These are the elongated muscle fibers which are found in different organs of the body. They are uninucleate, and then they meant for the function of different organs as per the control of the brain. We can't control them with our willpower. That is why they are involuntary. They are uninucleate, they are smooth because they don't connect with the bones, and they are unstriated because there are no striations are there. That is why they are smooth muscles, and they are found in the organs. They have the least work, like contraction and relaxation in the esophageal wall, or alimentary canal, or respiratory tract, or blood vessels, where they are found. These contraction and relaxation, so that there will be the impulse of the movement, so that the material can pass into it. Okay, so this is the second type, voluntary or smooth or unstriated muscles. Now come to the third muscles. This is the specific muscles which are branched. These muscles are branched, and while they are branched, they are the specific uninucleate muscular tissue, and they are branched, and they are found in the heart. They are especially made for the heart because once they get switched on, they will work throughout the life. They will be not stop. There will be no pause, and they are branched. They are uninucleate. They get controlled by the autonomous system of the human body, like they are under the control of the fully brain. Means involuntary control. So my dear student, these are the three types of the muscular tissues: voluntary, involuntary and cardiac. You can say skeletal, smooth and cardiac. You can say striated, non-striated and cardiac muscular tissue. So my dear students, this is all about these two types of the animal tissue, that is the epithelial and muscular tissue. And in the next video, you will be able to learn about the connective tissue and nervous tissue in this speedy way. Thank you very much for watching this video.